end of the evening. If there are any questions, and who is your question directed at? Because you can ask a question to anyone over here. Would you like to come and say a few words?
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। मेरा शदीद इंतशार है इस मामले पे कि अहमदियों को अहमद नॉन मुस्लिम क्यों करार दिया जाता है। शायद ये आपके डिबेट का हिस्सा ना हो, मगर ये बुनियादी मकसद है, क्योंकि अगर हम पढ़ें तो मुसलमान बनने की बुनियादी कंडीशन जो है वो ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मुहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह है, या कलमा शहादत है, या ईमान मुफस्सल है, जिसमें 7 चीज़ों पे ईमान है। कहीं भी ये मेंशन नहीं कि हज़रत मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आखिरी नबी थे। ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मुहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह, अशहदु अल्ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह व अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदन अब्दुहु व रसूलुहु, या ईमान मुफस्सल में तो नाम भी मेंशन नहीं है कि मैं ईमान लाया उनके खुदा के रसूलों पर। तो टेक्निकली कैसे हो गए? कैन एनीवन हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड दिस? जी। और मोहम्मद उसके रसूल हैं, इस बात पर ईमान है, उसके रसूल हैं। ये आपकी अपनी ज़ाती डेफिनेशन हो सकती है, एक्सप्लेनेशन। जो टेक्निकल है वो ये है कि मैं No, religion. I want to understand why were they declared? Why weren't? Can anyone help? Because technically, so they can't be declared. Well, majority understanding could be wrong too.
That is true. Thank you. I think तारिक साहब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हम मजहब पे बात बहुत जी Chand, can I have the... Hello? Yes.
I just wanted to ask the speakers, I suppose everyone here today, to what extent is the question, does Parliament have the legal and moral authority to legislate on matters of personal faith, exactly the same thing as asking whether Pakistan should be a secular state? Is there a difference between those two questions?
Well, actually, I think you've put your finger in it. It's actually the same thing. But having said that, you have to look at what happened in 1974, as the lady said, in the perspective of 1974 and the political situation at that time. But you're absolutely right. If you say that that Parliament should not have that right or that authority, then what you're talking about is a secular country, a secular constitution, and secular environment, which is basically what one should have.
But Kazim Sahib, in terms of the legal avenues available, do you think in light of the 18th Amendment judgment, can a petition under the 184 be filed with the Supreme Court saying to at least ask the Supreme Court to send it back to Parliament?
I'm going to relate a very, very small incident to you. There's a very famous case in which we had appeared, in which we went for the liquidation of a bank called Indus Bank. And that case was in the Peshawar High Court. And it was long before Talibanization came to the forefront in the way it has done now. And it was a Friday, and I think it was soon after Nawaz Sharif had made Sunday a holiday as opposed to Friday. And the judge was dictating the order, and I had just finished my submissions. He was dictating the order, and the azan sounded, and he had paused to look at something. When he raised his head, the stenographer had disappeared. So he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he said, we will continue after namaz. He asked me to come to his chamber because he thought that he and I had both been insulted by the stenographer, which was absolutely correct. When we went there was another judge, and that judge said that, oh, well, this is nothing. I was driving to my village about a week ago, and while I was driving along, the azan sounded, so my driver stopped the car right in the middle of the highway and disappeared. And my wife and I were sitting in the car, and I was furious. So I looked for the key because I thought I'm going to drive off and leave him here. But when he had taken the key with him, so these two were essentially stranded on the road. So the driver came back after saying his prayers, and the judge said to him, you know, what the bloody hell did you think you were doing? He said it to him in Pashto. So the driver said, well, I was saying my prayers and you should have joined me. So frankly speaking, if you look at it from that point of view, if two judges were unable to control their staff, I do not think that they would be willing to take on the lunatics who inhabit the lunatic fringe and set aside this amendment.
Gibran, and I think that added value to but I think we still should keep theology and who said what out of a debate of this nature. Yes, Faiza.
I don't need a mic.
Of course you don't need a mic, but you can use it because you're recording.
I think सब लोग बहुत परेशान हो गए जिब्रान की बातें सुन के और एकदम से काफ़ी घबराहट हो गई रूम में. मेरे ख्याल में जो जिब्रान कहना चाह रहे थे वो ये था कि क्या है और ये नहीं कि क्या होना चाहिए है. जो वो कह रहे हैं कि 99% पॉपुलेशन सपोर्ट नहीं करती, वो ठीक बोल रहे हैं. अगर ऐसा ना होता तो ये आज रूम फुल होता, कम से कम मेरे 2-4 दोस्त ही आ जाते. आई एम हियर अलोन. लेकिन सवाल ये कि कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये डिफाइन हुआ दिया जाए कि कौन मुसलमान है और कौन नहीं मुसलमान है. क्योंकि ये तो बात है कि हर कोई डिबेट करता है कि कौन मुसलमान नहीं है, मैं काफिर तुम काफिर. एक रिलीजियस गैदरिंग में गई मैं, तो किसी ने बोला कि वहाँ पे जो बैठे हुए थे एक स्पीकर, उन्होंने बोला कि अब्बासी टाउन के विक्टिम्स को हम ज़कात नहीं समझता कि देना चाहिए क्योंकि वो मुसलमान नहीं हैं, वो शिया हैं. और जब मैंने माइक मांगा और बोलना चाहा, पूछना चाहा सिर्फ कि आपको क्यों लगता है कि वो मुसलमान नहीं हैं और आपको क्यों लगता है कि आपको ये हक है बोलने का कि वो मुसलमान नहीं है, तो मुझसे माइक खींच लिया गया था. और ये कोई जाहिलों की गैदरिंग नहीं थी, ये ऐसी गैदरिंग थी जहाँ पे लाइक माइंडेड अपेरेंटली एजुकेटेड लोग बैठे हुए थे, मेरे अपने दोस्त बैठे हुए थे. ज़्यादातर लोगों ने ये बात एंजॉय की, ये सीन क्रिएट हुआ, सबको अच्छा लगा कि भाई किसी की इंसल्ट हो गई लोगों के सामने, 10 लोगों के सामने लोगों ने शोर किया ये वो. किसी ने नहीं बोला कि ये सवाल तुम कर सकती हो, यू हैव द राइट टू आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. तो अगर इस एक पढ़ी लिखी गैदरिंग में लोग बोलना शुरू हो जाएं कि शिया मुसलमान नहीं है या एक कोई इंसान मुसलमान नहीं है, तो ये कहाँ पे आके इसका एंड होगा? कहाँ पे कल अगर खड़ी होती है मेजॉरिटी, जो कि सही जिब्रान ने बोला मेजॉरिटी बोलती है, लोगों ने बोला हम नहीं आएंगे, हम इस कॉज को सपोर्ट नहीं करते, तो कहाँ जब आके कल खड़े हो जाएं 99% पॉपुलेशन जिनकी वो बात कर रहे हैं, अगर वो कल खड़े होकर बोलते हैं कि ये याली मदद बोलने वाला शिया है, ये मुसलमान नहीं है, तो फिर तो इस तरह से हर कोई उठेगा. राइट्स क्या, अगर हम तकलीफ है हमें राइट से, तो राइट्स तो ऐसी बात पे उठते हैं कि तुमने जो है हाथ खोल के नमाज पढ़ी, तुमने हाथ बंद करके नमाज पढ़ी, तुमने याली मदद बोला, तुमने शिर्क किया. तो कितना ज़रूरी अब प्रॉब्लम बहुत अच्छी तरीके से एडमिटेडली जिब्रान ने फ्रेज की है. जिब्रान को अटैक करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है क्योंकि ये सच बोला. इनकी गलती ये थी कि कमरे में ज़्यादातर लोग सपोर्ट करते हैं इस कॉज को, लेकिन बाहर जब इधर से स्टेप आउट करेंगे तो करोड़ों लोग वही बात बोलेंगे जो जिब्रान ने अभी बोली है. तो माइंड सेट जब तक लोगों का चेंज नहीं होगा कि हम नहीं खड़े होकर बोल सकते कि कौन सही है कौन मुसलमान है, तब तक कुछ नहीं होगा. और मेरे ख्याल में ज़रूरी नहीं है कि डिफाइन करें हम कि मुसलमान कौन है कौन नहीं है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में. थैंक यू.
Thank you. We also have Zubair Saab. Zubair Saab, would you like to say a few words? Sorry, Zahir Saab. Sorry,
I was just asking whether this law applies to Ahmadis very strongly, obviously, But what happens to atheists? Are we Muslims or not Muslims? I seriously want to know. No, I mean, under the Second Amendment, if I'm an atheist, and if I say I'm an atheist, I'm a non-Muslim. But if I don't say anything, then I'm a Muslim. Why is this possible? Why is it possible that an Ahmadi can say he's an Ahmadi and I don't have to say anything? Is there an answer to this?
I think because we specifically defined in the definition, and there's no mention of atheists in the definition of non-Muslims. Yeah. So, yeah.
Non-Muslim defined, you fall off the first
Yeah.
limb, which is that you have to believe in God. When I go somewhere, they ask me to write my name or religion, etc. I can say Islam, I can say Christianity or whatever.
Yeah.
So the card says
Yeah.
Islam, so it says Islam. When I went to get my passport made, I refused to sign that piece about the Ahmadis. I was told that I would not get a passport. I said, fine. After a little while, the man agreed to give me a passport, and he said, I'll fill this in later. That's his problem, not mine, but I didn't say it. So I think you can refuse. People should be able to refuse, and I think all of the people, when given a chance, should refuse this.
One question from that is, legal framework in Pakistan, but you are not not accepting an amendment is wrong, but you do accept India as a constitution, India as a country. Why don't Ahmadis vote for the very reason that at least be part of the system? Because until and unless you don't get a candidate who has your vote and who has your support, you perhaps may not end up having any voice in the political spectrum besides Muttahida Qawmi Movement, which is the only party talking about Ahmadi rights.
You see,
can actually represent you. Okay, fine.
Jibran, I think we're short on time and we'll try to wrap this up. Just to answer Jibran's question, I speak here as a Pakistani, not as an Ahmadi. We do not, the Ahmadis do not vote because it requires, there is a separate list for Ahmadis now. So there's a list for Muslims, there's a list for minorities, and the list for Ahmadis. So you have to either sign the declaration to become a Muslim, to sign up to the Muslim list, or accept yourself to be a non-Muslim, which the Ahmadis don't. Otherwise, you can't vote. So there is a legal conundrum which has to be dealt with.
I already know that, but at least to get a voice and get a foot in the door, to get over that, because you are alienating yourself. You are alienating yourself otherwise from the system.
I'm a non-Muslim. I don't say I'm a non-Muslim. How I can give my name in the list of non-Muslim, and how can I become non-Muslim when I say I'm a Muslim?
So till the time Quaid-e-Azam really fought for Pakistan, he was an Indian.
We have a question here and we'll just take that just to wrap the event up.
This is the answer to his question. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, I wouldn't want to pose as a Muslim. But you speak why we don't vote. Because simply, I cannot vote without renouncing my religion. So you suggest that...
Why not get over it? Just because otherwise...
Get over it.
That is offensive. No. Let's try not to offend it. It is not offensive. Let's be practical. No, sir, let's be practical. I am saying in order, in the long run, forget short term. In long run, in order, because अगर आप लोग रब्बा की population पूरी बैठ के, मुझे नहीं पता वहाँ पे कैंडिडेट किस पार्टी का आता है, वहाँ पे इलेक्शन किस तरह के होते हैं, जब तक आपका कोई उम्मीदवार जो एक अहमदी वोट बैंक लेके आया हो, पार्लियामेंट में मौजूद नहीं होगा, हम कितनी डिबेट्स यहाँ पे कर ले, कम से कम एक आदमी जो मोशन रेस करने की हिम्मत रखता हो, जो बात करता हो, अदरवाइज सर देखिए जनाब बात समझ मसला मैं I'll defer it after just finishing one point. देखें आप लोग प्रॉपर अगर आप फिगर्स देखेंगे, you are in numbers a minority in this country. आप लोग बच्चे पैदा कर करके मेजॉरिटी नहीं बन सकते कि आप एक फोर्स बना लेंगे और फिर आप टेक ऑन चैलेंज करेंगे सिस्टम को. आप इतनी माइनॉरिटी के अंदर हैं that you are by isolating you from the system, you're alienating yourself from the system. Just to get over it, I'm saying for the bigger benefit, for the long run, can it not happen? Because अगर आप कभी इलेक्शन का प्रोसेस का हिस्सा नहीं बनेंगे, इलेक्टरल प्रोसेस का हिस्सा नहीं बनेंगे, आप पार्लियामेंट के थ्रू डिपेंड कर रहे हैं सिर्फ शियाओं पे और सुन्नियों पे कि वो आपकी हक की आवाज़ उठाएं.
मैं एक बात कहना चाहूँ यहाँ पे, देखिए हम यहाँ पे जमात अहमदिया को रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रहे हैं. आई एम हेयर एज अ पाकिस्तानी and I cannot answer that question. मतलब we are here as Pakistanis first. And we can't answer questions which are addressed to the community or the official policy of the community. I just wanted to clarify that. But would you like to say something?
To continue with what I was saying, firstly, it becomes impossible for me to renounce my religion, become de-alienated in that case. I am de-alienated because of the views of the majority. If the majority has a certain view, it makes it popular, not right. It must be considered as wrong. And if I accept it, through fear of alienation, I am becoming a party to it. And if I am becoming a party to it, I am as wrong as those who completely and solely believe it. Thank you very much.
And then we'll wrap up the event. Sir, what's your name?
So I think asking Ahmadis to renounce their religion and vote is like asking a rape victim to enjoy being raped, because she should at least enjoy it. But setting that aside, I think the victims are not Ahmadis. The victims are all of us. And what is happening in Pakistan today is exactly because of what we did to the Ahmadis. And before that, what all of us together did to the Hindus and the Christians when we launched the Objectives Resolution, in which the Ahmadis were with us. So all of us are together in this and victimizing each other. And abhi jo Taliban hum aisa kar rahe hain, every group stands up and decides that you're a kafir or you're a kafir, or I'm a kafir, I probably am. So they're doing it right, because जो state के laws होते हैं वो आप लोगों का attitude define करते हैं. State के laws are not important because वो one question was कि constitution जो है वो हम सब ने मिलके decide किया है, majority ने decide किया. So democracy and constitution is not about majority, because that's the same thing as tyranny and oppression. And you can't accept tyranny and oppression just because 99 people here agree that tyranny is right, so I don't have to accept it. And I don't have to be a part of it, and I don't have to be a rape victim who enjoys it and accepts it. I have to fight it, and I have to, if Ahmadis are dying, we should stand with them and die, because if we don't do it today, then tomorrow, atheists will die, and the next stage. In fact, already Shias are dying, and so all of us are dying. So if we won't stop dying, we have to, stand with them.
Just I'm just wrapping it just last minute. For the record, this is a room, and again, as I'm playing devil's advocate, as far as the public life is concerned, I am perhaps most outspoken for Ahmadi rights. I want to understand certain issues, and that's why I'm posing certain questions. I want people to talk freely कि क्यों नहीं करते, क्या हिचकिचाहट है. ये सवाल आपसे आम आवाम पोस्ट करेगी, जो मैं इस वक्त उनका नुमाइंदा बन के पोस्ट कर रहा हूँ, बिकॉज इस रूम में सारे लाइक माइंडेड लोग बैठे हुए हैं, जिसमें डिबेट नहीं हो सकती, हाँ कमेंट्री हो सकती है. Just to get the discourse going, I have to ask certain hard questions.
So before I end, I just wanted to ask Imran, atheists, mere khayal mein, they should have a separate group so that words can be heard in the parliament, and agnostics should have a separate group so that their words can be held. No, they can't. They won't, because there won't be any allowance in you to allow a separate group of atheists, allow a separate group. It's not possible. Why should the Ahmadis have to pose themselves as non-Muslims when they think they are Muslims? How can you ask them? This is like the law itself being illegal, that you ask this man to quote that he is not a Muslim. Why should he?
Thank you. Gentleman over here, you tell your name?
My name is Isa. I just want to make a quick comment. It seems that there is consensus here that the Parliament is supreme, and that the Parliament does have the right to do that. My contention is that parliaments throughout the 60 years do not have the right because they are illegitimate. All parliaments in Pakistan have been illegitimate for a very simple reason. You have, at best, ballot box democracy here, so that the voice of the people gets out into the decision-making arena. We had an example right here. You have this lady, Farah Naz Isfahani. She was a member of parliament. Did she raise these issues when she had the chance to do it in parliament? No. Two, you have Mr. Fakhruddin Ibrahim out there. He and his election commission closed their eyes to getting parliamentarians in who were criminals. They did not examine the papers. So neither the current parliament nor the previous ones have any right to say anything about this.
Thank you, sir. Because Mr. Fakhruddin and Ms. Isfahani are not here to answer those, I think we'll wrap up this event. Thank you so much all for coming.